everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. Why is Kathleen Kennedy the best? Well, I'll tell you why. She's the best at failing up. She has just been elected the chair of the AFI Board of Trustees. Oh yes, she has. Because she did such a great job, and we'll just get into her extensive career. Yes, she worked on the same team as some of the best producers, directors, writers, creative talent in Hollywood. And, it's just really, really easy to win when you're surrounded by such talent, like Steven Spielberg or even George Lucas to a certain extent, Very, very easy when you're surrounded by people who are really, really good at what they do and are very creative, very talented, really good storytellers. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy has been elected chair of the AFI Board of Trustees, the American Film Institute announced Thursday. Kennedy succeeds Sir Howard Stringer, who served in the role since 1999. More than 50 years ago, the AFI was created to advance and elevate the art of film. And it has been my privilege to uphold that mission for 2 decades, said Stringer in a statement. I pass the torch to Kathleen Kennedy with great confidence, for she is a visionary who not only long served the AFI trustees, but who will also lead the Institute to the future with her signature taste, talent, and intellect. Can we go over some of the history? What a great job she's done. Biggest box office bombs of 2018. Han Solo, Star Wars story, one of the biggest box office bombs of 2018. Lost, $76 million. This is the first time ever a Star Wars movie lost money. I think she's fired more directors than she's hired, too, than she's followed through with. I can't remember who the original director of Rogue One was, but there was another director that was fired from that. Colin Trevorrow was fired before, I believe, they brought in Rian Johnson. I know Colin Trevorrow was fired from one. Lord and Miller were fired, so there's 4 right there she's had to work with that she has not seen eye to eye with. Had to reshoot the entire Solo Star Wars story. So she did such a great job there. And of course, we can't forget her. It was her vision, her vision that, the wonderfully well received. And this is after all the tampering. This is after Rotten Tomatoes tampered with all of the scores to protect, a certain actress that will remain nameless for a certain Marvel movie, led by a blonde female superhero, after they had tampered with the scores to protect her. This is after they have tampered with all of the Rotten Tomato scores and removed the audience scores for the verified, or maybe they didn't do it yet. 44% sitting there with the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes after all the bots on both sides. Yes, there might be trolling accounts on both sides. And I'm not going to admit to any trolling accounts. I'm 1,000% convinced that the people who were disappointed in the movie genuinely bought tickets, went to see this movie, were disappointed in this movie. And there's tons of fake 5-star audience scores. But that's another video for another time. We're talking Kathleen Kennedy today, because she did such a good job breaking Star Wars for so many of us. One of the rules in film is that people don't go to the next one in a franchise if they don't like the one before it. Last Jedi it did play a huge part in why Solo flopped. Not only that, it just wasn't a very well-received movie. It wasn't very good. It was alright. It wasn't the best thing ever. It's not worth going to see in the theater, spending, $15-20, depending on where you're at, to sit with a bunch of people shining their cell phones in your face and buying, $7 Slurpees. Ices, I know, different brand, but really, 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 it's just crazy. After Rogue One got a $320 million profit, this one lost money. You couldn't even break even on Solo. Oh no, we're gonna give her a reward. Just after, she also ended up stepping down so she would receive an honorary Oscar for the Irving Thalberg Award, right? She stepped down so she could get an Oscar for that. Because she was on the board of that. So she's like, hey, I know. Give me an Oscar after I step down so I'm eligible now. Like, how many freaking awards does this woman need? How much praise do we have to... I would love for people to pay me massive amounts of money for every video that I feel like is a personal flop, where it gets, you know, like 1,000 views or something, versus, you know, the 100,000 views I think all my stuff should be getting. You don't see me getting awards. You know, I just have to try again. I just have to try again and find something that's going to hit with you guys. I don't fail upwards, and this is why Kathleen Kennedy is just the best. She's the original, most protected... She's the original Brie Larson. She's the original, most protected, most coddled, most fragile woman that just needs all of the men around her to lift her up and tell her she's doing a good job. Because, you know, I mean... She's like the wife who crashes the car in the 1950s, and the husband ends up apologizing to the woman for it being too hard and confusing for her. You know, that's in my opinion. And I am gobsmacked that a woman who stands for that much feminist representation needs that kind of protecting. I don't know. Is inequality more about being held accountable for some of the things? I mean, I don't know. Because you know what this tells me? This tells me anytime I screw up, anytime I run my mouth and I shouldn't, that I'm allowed to be protected, right? Right, Kathy? Right? I mean, I'm okay with that. If you're okay with that, even though it sets women back to the 1950s, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this. Legit. Like... Because I like using what I have to my advantage, you know? I like using the riding crop. I like using just everything I can to drive home the point, right? To connect with you guys, to connect with the audience. And when I see stuff like this with Kathleen Kennedy, it's like, are you really sure you're not really actually legit setting feminism back? By with the male bashing, with the, you know, and that shirt didn't actually say Star Wars. It said the future is female, and they've since photoshopped it to change it, I believe. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42. Kathy, you're not too old, sweetie, for having a nice little date with Mecha. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video live stream at Star Trek Las Vegas, or you can find me on Creepy Little Book Midnight's Edge After Dark, or at Mecha Random 42, P.O. Box 1566, Loveland, Colorado 80539. The L is covered up by my little logo. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video live stream, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Creepy Little Book, or wherever. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!